We're live here in the beautiful set of Vegas Live TV studio designed by international fashion designer David Tupas. And this is Vegas Vibes, a weekly TV show that gives you a peek at what's grooving and brewing in the music, pageantry, and live production scenes in and around the Vegas Valley. On Vegas Vibes, we love Las Vegas and we call it the Awesome City. Known as the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas is one of the world's best destinations with mega concerts and conventions, all nestled in the best resorts in the globe. Las Vegas is truly a global brand, yet not too many people really know how wonderful this city is and its people are. And this is what my show is all about. I'm your host, Esmeraldapadillagould. Some exciting news when we come back, so stay with me. Thanks for staying with me. Do you guys believe that 2019 is almost 3/4 gone? September morning is now ringing in my ears, and big name performers are storming Las Vegas back to back each week. Pop star Bruno Mars, my favorite Filipino-American entertainer, will fill the 6,400-seat Park Theater of Park MGM Las Vegas on most days from September 3rd to the 14th. Three-time Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee Eric Clapton's guitar will gently weep at the 20,000-seater T-Mobile Arena on September 13th, and finally from September 20, 21, 24, 27, and the 28th of September, six-time Grammy Award winner and multi-platinum singer-songwriter Christina Aguilera will wow 7,000 people at the Zappos Theater of Planet Hollywood. Since his debut in 2009, Bruno Mars has become one of the most musically diverse and commercially successful pop stars in the world. Eric Clapton, on the other hand, is one of the most respected and influential musicians in the history of popular music. Although Clapton's musical style has varied throughout his career, it has always remained rooted in the blues. And finally, Christina Aguilera, one of the most accomplished performers of all time. Aguilera has won 6 Grammy Awards, including 1 Latin Grammy Award. She is currently nominated for 2 additional Grammy Awards. Christina is a powerhouse artist whose voice and music has transcended generations of fans, said Jason Gasworth, president of entertainment at Caesars Entertainment. So guys, don't miss out in September. Go out and watch any or all of these shows. Well, these are just some of the hundreds upon hundreds of live shows in Vegas and are some of the reasons why over 3.5 million visitors come to Las Vegas each month. And Vegas Vibes is happy to give both Las Vegas residents and visitors an idea of how to enjoy Las Vegas. When we come back, I'll be interviewing someone very special. I'll be right back before you know it, so stay there.
Keeping or selling your home is one of the biggest decisions you and your family need to make in your lifetime. Specify a home inspector trusted by the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors. F10 Inspection Services has been serving the Las Vegas real estate industry for many decades, which secures all inspections with a $10,000 honor guarantee. F10 Inspection Services, proudly Asian American. Call 702-374-7377 now.
Welcome back to Vegas Vibes. Here with us today is a master mystifier, an entertainer, an illusionist, as well as an award-winning and record-setting magician by the name of Dixie Dooley. Welcome to Vegas Vibes.
Thank you so much. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you this evening.
I'm glad to have you on our show. Can you tell us your beginnings, where you're from, and where were you born?
Well, two states claim me. West Virginia claims I'm from Georgia, and Georgia claims I'm from West Virginia. So no one really wanted me. But other than that, I was born in West Virginia, and I grew up in Augusta, Georgia, where I had a television show for years, a magic show. Every Saturday morning for 8 years it was on the air throughout the Southeast.
So how did you start in magic? What was that experience in your childhood that brought you to this way of living?
Well, I was an only child, and I grew up, and I liked to perform at first jokes and gags and little novelty tricks around the coffee table for my mother's friends and the family, and it gradually grew to magic. And then one day I went into this little pawn shop, it was, and they had this little counter of magic tricks there. And I said, what does that do? And what does this do? And he started showing me some of the magic tricks. And the first thing you know, I was hooked. And I was doing magic all the time. And,
How old were you then?
well, I started actually performing when I was 6 years old. But later, as I grew, and I played drums for a while throughout the South too, I grew, and I always loved entertainment. I think that's what separates me from other magicians, is because I do love entertainment. I love the drums and bands and singers and all of that, and not just magic. Magic is just one of my great loves that I love a lot.
So do you sing as well? And what kind of
No,
musical
I don't want to.
instruments do you
I
play?
don't want to. If I sing, the whole room will leave. Everybody will leave. But I played drums for years. I played behind Percy Sledge. I played behind the Grassroots and a lot of famous bands when I was growing up. I played for 16 years professionally. Then I actually quit because I was in the Southeast and I was playing a lot of like these little honky tonks, and it got really boring, you know, and stuff. So I moved on to magic full time.
You focus on your magic.
Yes, yes.
And how long have you been doing magic?
Well, I moved to Las Vegas. I first performed in Las Vegas in 1978 at the Casbar Theater at the Sahara Hotel, and then I came back a couple times and performed at the Landmark on the Cerebral Palsy Telethon and different things. And then I actually moved here in 1985 and made it my home and started producing shows and putting shows all over. I worked for the legendary Rocky Senes, who brought Siegfried and Roy and a lot of the famous people here in the town. Him and his brother Frank brought the Lido to Las Vegas. So, I've been around a lot, done a lot of stuff.
One could say you've been doing magic for 4 decades?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, decades. That's nothing. Yeah.
Wow, so who are your biggest influences?
Probably my biggest influences are probably in magic. Houdini was probably my biggest influence. Yes.
So can you define us more what you do?
Well, on stage, I do a show now that I've created because I own my own theater, the Majestic Theater at the Royal Resort. I'm able to create and do things, and I've left a slot there for me to create a thing called Seance. Now, every year we would have the Houdini Seance because Houdini's wife, Bess, had seances every Halloween. That's the day he died, on Halloween, believe it or not. And so I started doing a regular seance, and it's the only one that you can see on a regular basis every Wednesday night, and you can see it, and what it is it's an expose of spirit tricks used by fraudulent spirit mediums around Houdini's era. The same thing that Houdini did, but of course a little different and a little more modern than what he did in his day. And then we have an actual seance where we call the spirits to come back. We just had one for Marilyn Monroe on the anniversary of her death, the 55th anniversary of her death, and it was a big turnout. And it was beautiful. You should have that. We had roses everywhere and pictures of Marilyn. And when they came in, her favorite essence was Chanel No. 5. And so everybody got to wear a little Chanel No. 5 on their wrist, and so you could smell the essence of Marilyn in the room. Let me show you. Let me show you something. Okay, that has something to do with Houdini. As you can see, I got a giant deck of playing cards here. These are the kind of cards they use in the really big casinos.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. And as you can see, they're all different. No two cards are alike. Now, all I want you to do is run your finger along and point at the back of any one you want. Just point at it. You want this one right here?
Yes.
Okay, you take that card, look at it, but don't let... You can show it to the camera if you like, but don't let me see it. That's the important thing, okay? Now, I have here in a frame a picture of Houdini holding your card. This is one of his most famous pictures of him in chains holding your card. You don't believe me? Well, look, see? There he is in chains, Houdini, and what's it say?
Your card.
Your card. He's holding your card, see? You're not impressed, are you? Well, I tell you what. I'll tell you what I'll do here. I'll pull the picture out. You got to look a little closer sometimes at things. And we'll pull this picture out just like this. And as you can see, as it comes out, there we go.
That's
Look.
amazing.
It says King of Spades. So isn't it amazing, out of 52 cards and every single card being different, if the one card that she selected happened to be
The King of Spades.
the King of Spades. Pretty good, huh? Yeah. Well, there's an explanation to this. You have psychic powers. My whole family had psychic powers. My granddad knew the very year, the very month, the very hour that he was going to die. Of course, the sheriff had told him beforehand. That's a joke. Okay. But we have all kinds of, these are what they call the accoutrements to the discipline in the seance room. This is a spirit trumpet that they would hold up to their ear and listen to the voices of the dead speak to them. Do you hear any voices?
No.
No. Usually you have to be a postal worker to hear voices. And we have a spirit bell, of course. Now the spirit bell would ring once for yes and twice for no in the spirit room. Answer questions. And there was a famous Boston medium, Marjorie, called Marjorie, a spirit medium. And she thought that the seance room should be a celebration, should have music in it and stuff. So she would use tambourines in the seance. And these tambourines in the darkness of the seance room would float around the room all by themselves and make noises. So that's the type of thing we do. And young people come and they think I'm going to push a button and a screen's going to come on. But it's not. It's called the spirit slate. And these are what they used in the spirit room to communicate with the dead. And they used to use them in schools, too. As you can see. See, they're blank on both sides, right?
Yes.
Now, what the spirit medium would do is they'd place them together like so. And then they'd take a piece of chalk and they'd place it either on top or in between the slates. And they'd call on the spirits to send a message. Spirits send a message like that. And what they do is when they open them up, look at this.
Oh, wow.
It says, the dead do not return. Best wishes, Houdini. So those are the type of things we do. It's different than any other show in the world. I mean, you'll look at me one minute and I'll be here, and then the next minute I'll be levitating, and then there's tables that float, and all kinds of strange things that happen in the seance shows. On Wednesday night only, at 8 o'clock. So
And where is that?
that's at my Majestic Theater at the Royal Resort, and I have shows there 7 days a week. But that's my special, that's my fun show that I have a good time with.
Sounds amazing. I have to check it out.
Please do, please, and come see all the other shows there. We got a Judy Garland show there. We got Bobby Mayos Jr., who is going to be there on Sundays at 4 o'clock with his musical matinee. And if you've seen Bobby on the other shows here, right, on the Asian Network. Well, singer, impressionist, and does it all. He was a child star. Oh yeah, a child star, was on Bonanza when he was a little. Did you see how cute he was when he was a little boy?
Yes.
Yeah, if I ever had a little boy, I'd want to have a little boy that looked like that. You know what I mean? You hear that, Bobby?
Speaking of little boy, are you married with children?
No. I've been happily married a bunch of times.
And
No, I'm not married. I'm single. Thank God.
well, that's throwing me off. Hold on a second. Okay, let's
What,
talk
you want to go
about-
out? No.
Unfortunately, I'm very
You're
much
married.
committed.
Oh.
Yes.
See how they are? See men out there?
Let's talk about the November 13th. That was declared as officially the Dixie Dooley Day, right? Proclaimed
that's
by
correct.
Mayor Goodman.
Mayor Oscar Goodman. And also I was indoctrinated into the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame. which was quite an honor.
An honor.
I had no idea that was coming. The lady come in to my magic shop that I own at the Boulevard Mall and asked me if I would be willing to be indoctrinated into the Hall of Fame, and I said, well, of course. Yeah, what an honor. Yeah,
wow.
I was the first and only magician I think that's ever been asked to be in there. They got all the legendary entertainers. She told me that the reason for the
recognition
was that she wanted to recognize, and the group there, the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame, wanted to recognize the magicians and the entertainers that had built Las Vegas. The entertainers that worked in the lounges until the wee hours of the morning, that were here for years and everything, that didn't always get on the marquees, that didn't always get the recognition that the other people did. And I said, well, that's me.
That's an awesome way to be recognized.
It is. It was wonderful. It really was, and it was quite an honor. And then when the Oscar Goodman thing came along, that was an honor too. Pete Allman actually was involved in that, and they named November 13th, which was a special day for me. It was the year after my mother died on that very day.
You know what's so surprising? It's also my mom's birthday. It was a death anniversary of your mom, but for me, that's my mom's birthday.
So
November
it
13th.
just stuck in my mind forever. And so they really, there was a lot of love in the room at that time, and they thought that to do it on November 13th was a good thing for me, because it was trying to change a day that I would remember as a bad day of my mom passing away to something really good that I would remember. So yeah, I've got November 13th, Dixie Dooley Day. Don't forget it.
Dixie Dooley Day. Let's talk about your magic shop. When did you start that business? And what
I never really
decided?
ever wanted a magic shop, because performing magic, I'm more of a creative person, but in order to run a magic shop, you have to a lot of times do the same things over and over for the kids and for the people coming in, which I do, and I don't mind doing it. And I have people that work in the shop now.
So
Jim
what made you
Cridlin
decide
works there.
to put up one?
They just kept getting dumped in my lap, so to speak. I would be performing somewhere, like at Harrah's on the Strip there, or at the Boardwalk, when the Boardwalk existed. It don't exist anymore, but they would say, why don't you do a magic shop here? And I'd go like, okay, well, and I'd end up doing a magic. I couldn't turn it down, because some of the locations and some of the things that they were offering to me were just very, very good deals. And they thought I was the person, and I thought, I'm honored that they would ask me, and so I'd put in a magic shop. My magic shop's at the Boulevard Mall, and I love my magic shop now. Before I never really wanted one, but now this one is great. And so many people come and support it. And we get huge crowds there every week, to see the magic shows.
So what's so special about your magic shop?
Well, it has everything from antiques to close-up magic. It has your touristy type magic that you would see on the Strip. We have got all kinds of stuff, from the DVDs that teach you magic, books that teach you magic. We've got magic tricks, magic sets, just a little bit of everything in there. We got the DVDs are going, showing magic tricks the whole time when you come in. And then we got the performance stage right next to, which is a big stage right there with lights and sound and everything right next to it, where I do a show every Saturday and Sunday at 2 and 4 o'clock. I do a regular magic show. It's not the seance stuff. The magic show is, what I mean is a regular magic show is I try to give the kids and the families what they expect to see when they go to see a magic show. Card tricks and rabbits and birds and all that type of stuff. Cutting a lady in half. Not the spirit stuff. So it's a whole different type of show. So
I find you so amazing, but what would you suggest to anyone who would like to follow your footsteps?
Follow my footsteps? Don't. No. What I would suggest is I started out going to the libraries and reading books about magic, and I have a great love for the history of magic and the art of magic. It is an art form, because you can never all the magicians say, I'm the master of magic and illusion. There's no such thing as a master, because it's like saying I'm a master painter or something like that. You can say you're a master painter, but any artist will tell you that Rembrandt, he could look at his own artwork and he'd say, I want to redo that, or I think this needs more, or it's never a finished product. You're always creating, you're always growing. And that's why I think Houdini and myself, I refer to myself as a mystifier rather than a magician, because you create mystery for people. You make them wonder.
And how would you like to be remembered in this lifetime?
In this lifetime, as someone who spread a lot of love, gave and gave and gave and gave to people, and tried to inspire people and make people's lives better. I've done a lot of stuff for our U.S. troops overseas, been to the Philippines and the Baguio Mountains and Manila, and did shows in the Philippines and in Japan and all over the Asian countries, and I'd like to be remembered for that. In 1984, I entertained our troops, which were in conflict in Beirut, Lebanon at the time, so that was a great honor and a privilege. I wouldn't mind being remembered for someone who went out of their way and put themselves in harm's way to try to spread a little happiness and bring a little joy to our people and our troops that didn't know if they were going to be alive the next day. You know what I mean? Because they were getting shot at and all kinds of stuff was going on at the time. That and I've done a lot of charity work and tried to help people, and I've changed a lot. When I was younger, I think I used to be a little more arrogant and cocky, and now if I see a young person, I saw a little boy crying the other day in a department store, and I saw his parents there, and I don't know why he was crying, but I went over and I did a couple coin tricks for him, and all of a sudden he was just stopped crying like this. He was kind of stunned because a coin disappeared or something, and he stopped crying and he started watching, and his mind all of a sudden changed, and he was on, and you saw him start to smile and everything. So that's how I'd like to be remembered, someone who changed tears for smiles.
I wish we had more time, but please invite everyone to watch your magic shows and visit your magic shop.
Yes, and come see the Magic Theater there.
Yes.
And Bobby Mayo Jr., yes.
Where are you located again? The magic shop.
The Magic Shop is at the Boulevard Mall on Maryland Parkway. And that's the Performance Theater and the Magic Shop. And also then the Majestic Theater is at the Royal Resort 99 Convention Center Drive. That's where all the shows are, 7 days a week, all kinds of different shows there. Zamora the Torture King is there. Oh, you got to see him. He's something, man. Whoa.
Yes, I will check it out.
Please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dixie Dooley. I wish you all the best in your current and future endeavors, and keep spreading love and magic to the world.
Thank you.
Catch me again next week as I feature another amazing personality here on Vegas Vibes. I would like to thank my wardrobe sponsor, Anne Fontaine. Anne Fontaine is located at the Fordham Shops in Caesars Palace. Take care, everyone.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
It's real nice that someone actually addressed the physics associated with how sound comes out.
The challenge we had was to create an earbud with enough airspace for the sound to fully develop and breathe. Unfortunately, traditional earbuds are about the size of a jelly bean, and there's just not enough airspace. However, that changed when we developed Airflow Audio. Airflow uses an air tube to deliver 6 to 8 times more airspace than traditional earbuds. The end result is a true live listening experience, just like you're at a festival or a concert. We also added magnets to the back of the earpieces so you can wear it around your neck when you're not using it.
Being that the drivers are 8 inches from the earpiece, the magnets do not affect the integrity of the sound at all.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.
Hope you enjoyed this week's episode as much as I did sharing the vibes of Vegas. And time really flies when you're having a grand time. Promise to join me again next week on this same fabulous ACTV channel. And to all our global viewers out there, let me remind you that Las Vegas is not just about the world-renowned Strip or the famous Fremont Street experience in the vibrant downtown district. It has real people, a lot of them musicians, live entertainers, and those involved in the world of pageantry. And to the people here in the Valley who work hard each day to make Las Vegas a global brand, I would like to feature you and your cool story right here on Vegas Vibes, either on the ACTV studios or at your workplace. If you believe that's you, please email me now at esmeralda@actvlv.com. Once again, I'm your host, esmeraldapadillagould. Thanks for watching.
Been a presentation of VATV.